After Friday's great cliffhanger episode, Beyond the Gates gave us an intense Monday episode with a lot of great things, in my opinion, although there was some things that got on my nerve as well. We started the episode with Dani and her gun storming Bill and Hayley at their wedding, holding them at gunpoint, asking if she should shoot the homewrecker or the cheater. I loved a lot of the dialogue today in the episode. I thought the dialogue was strong today, especially in the first half of the episode. And something I didn't like, though, was Dani and Bill struggling for the gun, which is typical soap opera. Like, the gun goes off while they're struggling. Who gets shot? But then nobody gets shot. And I understand why they did that, because that was right before they went to commercial on live TV. But as somebody that watches it on streaming, it made me roll my eyes, because it went from the gun going off to immediately nobody getting shot. So that was... it made me roll my eyes. Didn't love that. And then afterwards, when Bill finally gets the gun away from Hayley, nobody does anything away from Dani. Nobody does anything to Dani afterwards. You know, Jacob's a cop, also Dani's son-in-law. And later in the episode, he was regretful for not doing anything. And his wife, Naomi, Dani's daughter, was saying she didn't want Jacob involved in it because it was a private event, and she wanted Jacob to go home. And then a lot of this episode was just most of the Dupree family enabling Dani, which is, I think, what they were going for. And I get it. They're really driving home that the family sticks together and they're always helping each other out, even if a lot of them do a lot of shady shit. They're always going to cover it up. But it's making for a lot of interesting family dynamics, as Anita was going hard at Dani for what she did, for bringing shame onto the family. I thought we finally got to see Tamara Tooney with some more intense scenes. I've seen people compare her to be the black Stephanie Forrester. I can see that. The dynamic between Anita and Dani, I really want to see how that plays out going forward. I'm glad somebody was giving pushback to Dani, because we saw Martin stick up for Dani's anger issues, once again driving home the fact that Martin probably killed someone in the past, and that's what the Duprees were getting blackmailed from Bill about. Naomi, of course, sticking up for her mother with Jacob. Even Nicole had to sit down with Dani, saying she went through so much, she couldn't blame Dani for doing that. And on one side, Anita and Vernon are kind of responsible for Dani having to go to the wedding. They basically demanded her to go to the wedding because of the blackmail. Wouldn't even tell her why. So does Anita have a lot of legs to stand on? Not really, but I enjoy seeing someone stand up to Dani, because everyone constantly enabling her while she's unhinged is a lot. Dani is always at a 10. She's been a 10 since the show started. 6 episodes in a row of Dani being on a 10. She is quite an exhausting character. And not that I necessarily want to see her calm down yet, but I want to see what they use to actually make her calm down. Because she did take responsibility for her actions by the end of the episode, because her other daughter, Chelsea, left her Instagram live on, recording the whole thing going down with Dani holding a gun on Bill and Hayley, and that started to go viral. And Dani said it was her fault, not Chelsea's, which was a great line from Anita at that point. I don't remember exactly what Anita said. I think it was like something like no argument there. Anita kept driving that home to Dani, which made me laugh. So by the end of the episode, Dani was taking responsibility for her own actions, going that far. But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna need more to see what really makes Dani start to calm down, because she can't be on a 10 every episode. That's too much. And I'm at the point where I can't compare her to Erica Kane anymore, because Erica Kane was not unhinged. Like, Erica Kane definitely had her moments of doing things out of control. But overall, she was not always on a 10 like this. Dani's starting to give me more 90s Sammy Brady, who did a lot of unhinged shit. But Sammy was a young character. Dani's supposed to be pushing 50. So she's just lived this life where her family has constantly enabled her. And I think they're doing a good job showing that with the writing. But I'm very much looking forward to how the dynamics shift. Seeing more of the dynamics of Anita and Dani interests me most. But yeah, after the fiasco, Dani failed anyway, because Hayley and Bill still got married even though everyone left the wedding. But Dani also failed because I think Hayley comes out of that looking sympathetic, because Dani's so unhinged. She wanted Hayley and Bill to get on their knees and beg her for forgiveness. Bill stood up for Hayley, and I think it just made Bill respect Hayley more than Dani after all of that. And by the end of the episode, Bill was thanking Hayley for making him feel alive again. We'll see what the viral video brings, because it seems like Bill's going to have to deal with the aftermath of that as well. And the aftermath for Martin, who was worried the whole episode about what that means for him being in politics. The character of Martin, I wish the actor was better. He's definitely dry. Like, he's always sticking up for Dani's anger, but I don't feel it. Another actor that I don't like on the show is Derek, who was worried about Ashley. Well, Ashley was stuck in an elevator with Andre and a pregnant woman, and Andre and Ashley helped the pregnant woman give birth. Then afterwards, Derek has to watch as the pregnant woman wants a picture of Andre and Ashley with the baby. I don't know if they're setting up a love triangle, but it ain't working for me. The only way that will... Like, the Ashley character as a nurse, they're trying to push her hard. Not loving it. Derek, I don't like the actor right now, so he needs some room for growth, I guess. But, like, I don't care about their relationship. Don't think Andre and Ashley have chemistry either. The only way they're going to make me enjoy that triangle is if Andre and Derek hook up, honestly. Because Andre, they're painting him as this picture that sleeps with everyone in town. So let's really make it everyone. Let's have Andre and Derek hook up, because Derek seems like the type anyway. But I don't think they'll go there at all. We're just going to go for a triangle with no chemistry at all. Definitely the weak point of the show right now. Did love Leslie and Eva. We found out, possibly for sure, because Leslie's the one telling the story, but that Ted is Eva's father, and that Leslie and Ted had a relationship, but when she got pregnant, Nicole had Ted wrapped around her finger. He left Leslie and Eva high and dry. She's making Eva feel bad because she keeps saying how Ted took care of Kat and Martin, but just left Eva out to dry. Still my favorite thing going on. I really love Leslie and Eva. Don't know the actresses' names, but they're two of my favorites on the show. I think they're both good actresses. Leslie especially. I'll try and look it up while I'm talking. Leslie, like, really makes you feel the depth of her character. From the first episode we saw her in, which I believe was episode 2 last Tuesday, she, like, when she saw Ted while she was standing in the elevator, the look she gave to Ted was, you could feel it. She's definitely one of the best actresses on the show, in my opinion. Her name is Trisha Mann Grant. Loving the character, loving the acting. They seem to want to tear Nicole and Ted's perfect little world apart, and I want them to succeed. We got to see it happen. I mean, we're going to see the Dupree family, whatever happens with the fall, they're going to try and cover it up. They're going to try and save it. But unlike Dani, who might be afraid to pull the trigger, well, I mean, she did pull the trigger. She did shoot flowers, but she didn't shoot Bill or Hayley. She did a lot of talking. Leslie's actually the type who will get the job done. And I'm hoping that's what happens. I do think there could be some twists along the way because Ted is a twin. His twin brother died in a plane crash, allegedly. That's Andre's father. I fear there could be some twist with the twin. Don't really want that. I do expect the twin to be on the show at some point. I'm hoping it's not yet, but I'm also hoping that twin's not the father of Eva. I want to see the dynamics between Eva and Andre when they find out that they're half brother and sister. Well, no, never mind. That's not true. That would only be the case if the twin is the father. So maybe I would actually like that. So if that is the part of the story, maybe that can make me like Andre more, and maybe that gives Andre more to do besides having bad chemistry with Ashley and sleeping with Dani. If Ted's really the father, then we get to see dynamics with Martin and Kat with Eva. Do like the actress that plays Kat, but like I said, the actor that plays Martin is so dry. That about sums up the episode. That was the three main things. We got to see a little bit more. Katie McLean, who plays Pamela. She had a scene with Dani at the bar. She's Dani's ride or die, according to her. She also was with Vanessa and her husband. It's the first time we see Vanessa and her husband together, really. Vanessa has... I rewatched some of the episodes over the weekend. And I guess they're just really... Because I was confused when Vanessa was at the bar in disguise and some guy was meeting them. And she said to Dani she was paying someone for role play. And I didn't know if that was just a lie or not. But I think that's what she's really doing. So I guess Vanessa's just bored in her marriage. Maybe they're swingers, which would be a fun dynamic to watch. Modern. Maybe we'll see an older version of a throuple. Days gave us a throuple once upon a time. Kinda, not really. Yeah, that about sums it up. I'll be back Wednesday to talk about Monday and Tuesday's episode. I thought Monday's episode was great overall. There was just some things that I thought that did make me roll my eyes. They didn't need to do the whole Dani and Bill struggle for the gun and it goes off. It's a soap opera cliche. I like it when it's a real cliffhanger and somebody actually gets shot, but nobody getting shot. So the gun went off twice and nobody got shot. It's kind of a cop-out. But, yeah, the dialogue was great. And overall, I think they're doing a great job. And I'm really looking forward to the Leslie and Eva story play out.